Lethal Company mods are amazing, and this list is no different. So here are some completely crazy ones, from adding multiple new creatures to keep the game fresher than ever, to you being able to capture monsters and use them as an ally, just like a Pokemon Master. Yeah, let's get into it. Starting with a huge one on the list, this is the Surfaced mod for Lethal Company, and it has so many new things it's not even funny. This mod adds a ton of new unique enemies into the game together with 2 new scrap items, 1 new equipment, and 1 new interesting hazard. The reason for the mod's name is because it fills the world up with new aquatic entities to enhance the surface experience. Here are some of the new stuff included in this mod. The first one is Bruce the Flying Shark monster. It is a docile outdoor enemy that likes to spawn during the midday. He's a shark, so he only attacks the injured near him because of, well, blood. The more a player is injured, the further away Bruce will be able to smell them. Only 1 Bruce can be spawned at once. Just be careful not to go near him while you are injured, or he will kill you almost in an instant. The second monster is the Mantis Shrimp monster. The Mantis Shrimp packs a massive punch in real life, and as the description says in this mod, don't let their small size fool you, as they spawn in smaller groups which roams around inside the facility until a player walks up too close to them. If detected, they will stop and warn the player first, and if the player still persists, well, it is the end of them. I will consider them as a walking landmine. The next monster are the Urchins. It damages players upon contact outdoors, and they are more of like a hazard as they spawn at the start and will multiply as the days go by, so you have to damage it and eliminate them before they start spreading out of control. The Bell Crab monster is also part of the new monster roster. The Bell Crab sort of works like a monster slash scrap items, as it hides in its breast bells, and upon picking it up, it will start snipping the player until it is dropped, which will then run away and hide again. Killing it is a better alternative for its scrap item. The next monster is the Horseshoe Crab. These flat creatures can be used to launch yourself to higher up areas, and hitting them cycles between 3 launch powers for you to choose from. They can also be pushed around to move them to your preferred spot if needed. And there's even also I guess you could say a meme type of lobster which plays a sound when looked at. Yeah, super weird. But aside from that, the clownhorn fish is also part of the new edition as well. These clownfishes will follow a player and even into a facility. It will occasionally honk its magical horn right beside them to give multiple buff and sometimes a debuff as well. However, it can be interacted and squeezed for a guaranteed buff, but it comes at a cost of, well, exploding. So yeah, it's up for you to decide. Now let's talk about the new hazard, which are the sea mines. These are something like landmines where they explode upon contact. However, it works the other way around. Instead, they cannot be jumped over but can be crouched under. They will emit a ghostly beep, so be sure to listen out closely as they cannot be hacked or located on the terminal map like the average landmine. Now that's a lot of new additions, and I haven't even talked about the new scraps yet, which are the adorable plushy shark toy and the pickle on the stick, which actually lures the sharks around, making it a new possible transport vehicle for the wicked ones. So yeah, another mod that gives a ton of new variety from one download alone, so go ahead and try this one out. This mod requires everyone in your lobby to install it for it to work. Now for the next mod, a homage to Pokemon fans. This is the Lethal mod in Lethal Company, and it adds in the gameplay of Pokemon by allowing you to capture Lethal Company monsters and have them assist you during your scrap runs. Now obviously, this is an out-of-the-box way to play the game, but nonetheless, it is a hella fun to try out. This mod is super creative, so let me explain. How it works is that you'll find Pokeballs within the interior buildings of any given moon by random, and you can throw these Pokeballs towards a monster with left click to capture it with a certain chance of succeeding. There are 4 balls in the game, which are the normal Pokeball, the Great Ball, the Ultra Ball, and the Master Ball, which increases the success rate of capture depending on which you use. You can check the rate of success by typing in Lethal Dex into the terminal for each of the monsters and the balls that you use them on. Obviously, not all monsters are created equal, and the stronger a monster is, the harder it is to catch. If you somehow fail to capture a monster with a Pokeball, ball, the ball will be wasted and the monster will immediately aggro onto you. But if you manage to capture a monster, you can now summon them by throwing the Pokeball onto the ground, and you can retrieve it back by pressing P on your keyboard. Now this mod is still in the early phase and being worked on, so not all monsters are implemented yet for now, but some examples of working monsters are the Bracken, which will help you drag enemies away, the Mask enemies, which lends you its mask to see enemies through walls, the Ghost Girl, which teleports enemies and damages them, the Spore Lizard, which can be used as a mount, the Nutcracker, which shoots at any enemy in a line of sight, the Hoarding Bug, which brings items to you, the Butler, which cleans up dead enemies and spawns scraps for you, the Thumper, which can open all doors and disable turrets, but with a naughty nature tied to it, the Beast, which actually stuns monsters and damages even players that hurts you, the Tulip Snakes, which allows you to actually fly, the Eyeless Dog, which runs away from you and howls to attract other dogs' attention, keeping you safe, and the Kidnapper Fox, which shoots its tongue at enemies and can kill them, although the fox has been removed from the latest patch, so this is useless for now. If you somehow died or disconnected from the lobby, the monster will automatically be called back into the ball since the master is gone. Monsters that I have not mentioned yet are yet to be implemented, but you can see that they are being worked on the mod's website, and I cannot wait to see what are the other abilities that the monsters have. Overall, a super cool mod that I'm sure fans and even some non-fans of Pokemon will appreciate due to its creativity. This mod requires everyone in the server to install it for it to work. Now maybe you're looking for more of a creepier monster to scare your friends. Well, this is the Country Road Creature mod in Lethal Company. This is a pretty simple mod which adds a new monster to the game and also 2 new scrap items that are related to him. Both the monster and the 2 new scrap items heavily focuses on the horror side of things. Starting with the new enemy, it basically named as the Country Road Creature, which I'll call it as Creature from now on, which resembles a thin but long-legged entity. Its behavior consists of 4 phases. It will first roam around until he sees a player, just like any monster in the game. Once he spots a player, he will look at him for a couple of seconds while lights around it will flicker about in a red yellowish color, and it also plays a very eerie sound when it spots you. Take a listen. During this phase, it will go invisible for a split second and run towards the player, enabling a jump scare if it had caught up to you, which ends your life almost in an instant. Now I said almost because during the jump scare phase, your teammates can actually hit the creature to stun it and save you from death if they are quick enough. I have to admit that it isn't the smoothest jump scare phase out there due to this glitching phase, but it's still pretty new and I'm sure that it will get fixed somehow, and the sound design makes up for the flaw overall. Now this creature also has a hidden angry gauge. The higher it is, the faster he gets. He will get more angry after seeing or killing a player. So in other words, it's best to try to avoid engaging with it in the first place. It gives a bit of an Alien Isolation gameplay vibe to it and I'm loving it so far, kinda like hide and seek. Now I did mention that there are 2 new scraps added to this mod as well, which are the creature's head and the creature's hand. The hand is just a normal scrap item, but the head is super fun to mess around with. It basically plays the light around you by left clicking, and it also plays the eerie sound that comes with it, which is a great way to scare your unsuspecting friends. Be careful though, as it has a small chance to hit you. Overall, not a too over the top creature mod, but one that will surely amp up the horror of your scrap runs. This mod requires everyone in your lobby to install it for it to work. Now how about some quality of life mod for the Company Cruiser? Well, this is the better vehicle controls in Lethal Company, and it is a tweak that changes how the Company Cruiser behaves. Now I don't usually recommend this type of mod as it takes away from the original aspect of the Company Cruiser, but I understand that most people actually prefer a much more accessible way to use the truck, and this mod is perfect for it. With this mod, it makes the Company Cruiser a more friendly experience by changing to how an automatic vehicle works. By simply pressing the W key, you will now move forward, and by pressing the S key, you will now move backward and brake, just like how a casual racing game works on PC. removing the need to manually shift between drive and reverse with the shifter. It also gives you the option to have an automatic handbrake so your car doesn't roll after stopping, and even other tweaks such as ignition chance of the engine and also the amount of turbo this truck has. You can even set keybinds for headlights, windscreen wipers, and magnet toggles as well for ease of use, so you always have something to look out for. So if you're looking to use the company cruiser with a much more simpler control at your disposal, this mod is the one for you. And the best part is that this is a client-sided mod, so only you yourself need to install it for it to work.